Hey, what's up guys? Chandler here. This is another Patreon early access video. So if you want to see early videos like this, or you want to support the channel going forward, feel free to head over to patreon.com/ChandlerBurton Entertainment to join the $1 tier. You're going to get access to block videos, early access videos like this. You're also going to get shout outs and videos and a whole bunch of other perks. So if you want to support the channel going forward, there's a link down below in the description and the pinned comment. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
You're listening to the Chandler Burton Podcast. Turn it up to 11 and rip the knob off. This is Chandler Burton.
Welcome everybody back to the Chandler Burton Podcast. I'm your host, Chandler Burton, and today, super special guest, Nicol from the band. It's Stellaris. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. I think when I first did my react, I think I said Stellaris, and I was like, I don't think that's right. So.
Yeah, I think like everybody's pronouncing it in a different way, but I really don't care if they're like, if they're meaning like us, Stellaris, it's totally okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool.
Pronounce it as you wish.
Sounds good. Okay. Well, again, Nicol, the vocalist of Stellaris, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing great. It's Sunday, so
yeah.
I had to chill, and yeah, I'm also planning to go to gym because I need to be in shape,
I know. There you go.
Upcoming gigs and everything, stuff like that. But yeah.
Awesome.
And how about you? How are you?
You're so nice. I'm good, thank you. Yep, it's just Sunday morning here where I'm at, just chilling. Pretty rainy today, so pretty chill day. So is it rainy for you?
Too. Yes.
yeah, it's crazy. Like I live in Washington State, and so it's constantly either raining, sunny. Like it just changes like all the time. So you never know what you're gonna get with Washington. It always, it's just crazy. So that's awesome. Yeah. So do you like when you're not doing music and stuff? Do you just go to the gym, just hang out with friends? Like what do you do when you're not doing music stuff?
Well, that's a thing because, as we were chatting beforehand, I'm working as a lawyer, so I have like a full-time job, so I have to do this. And besides this, I'm going to gym and singing and writing songs and everything like that. And really barely I see my friends. So,
yeah.
Yeah. This is actually like I like my friends, but I really appreciate them for being so respectful, and they understand that I really need time for music and everything like that. So yeah, like my best friends currently are my boys.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So how long? So what inspired you to want to be a lawyer? I bet it's hard to you got that, and then you also got you guys are really good at what you do music wise. Like how do you balance all that out? Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite interesting story because when I was at high school, I really wanted to be a singer. Like actually from my childhood, I really wanted to be a singer, a vocalist. But my parents and the people around me, they told us like, hey, but she's clever. She should do something. I had like really good grades at school, so she should do something like this. And also since I was actually maybe born, I was really, really I really like to discuss with people, and showing them that I'm right and I'm always right and correct and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually, I think when my mom, when this, that when it came to my mom's mind that I should be a lawyer, and she was like, oh, you should be this and that and stuff like that. I was like, okay, so I don't know. maybe it's true. Maybe I should do, to go to university, and I should like study something and have music as a hobby. So so I started to study law. And at the beginning, I really thought that I'm going to be a lawyer, like full-time lawyer. But still, I really loved, I really loved music, and I really loved everything. I can't live without music. Like, no,
I love
not
that.
at all. And then when we had like in the third year, we had a really, really hard exams. And that was the time when I started to listen to, heavier metal, like death metal, deathcore, metalcore, and stuff like that. And that was like, actually, I was thinking about, I missed something in my vocals, and it was like the harsh vocals. And then I went to study abroad. And I realized that life is not only about, being in office and doing stuff like that. And also it's like, enjoying your life and enjoy what you're doing. So I decided that I really need to be and want to be a singer. So I found my voice. And right now I'm working as a lawyer, but I'm really pushing, the career as a vocalist to be like this. But I think like as a soft skill, being a lawyer is like a good stuff.
That's awesome. I think that's really cool. It's cool that you seem to find that balance in between like doing what you went to school for and doing something that you're really, passionate about. I think that's cool. I love that you said that you couldn't live like, without music. And I feel the same way. I think that's one of the things that a lot of people can relate to, is that we all love music, whether it's like heavy music, softer music. And I think it's so cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. That you love that. And honestly, like, I think it's so cool that you have that. I think that's really inspiring for people, because like, a lot of people want to do music, but they are worried about some of the, the stuff that can be involved with it. But like, you have a career. I mean, you're doing that. I mean, that's really cool. I mean, you put in the work, and I think that's a really good shining example for people who are like, I don't know if I can do this. It's like, well, Nicole did. You guys can do it too. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, to be completely honest, I had to quit a job like, I don't know, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Because like it was really like time consuming, and I didn't have that much time for my band. So I decided to quit, because I like at that time I knew that I really, really want to be a singer. So yeah, I quit the job and I gave up my career as a lawyer, because you can be a lawyer like an attorney. You can be like do your business like in this, or you can be a lawyer in some firm, some kind of like, it doesn't matter, like in some companies or stuff like that.
Right.
And like, being a lawyer in a companies, it's like way more easier for your time. It doesn't like need that much time to be there.
Yeah.
And so I gave up my career as attorney, and I'm working as a lawyer just to have money for my living. But still, I really want to be a singer.
That's awesome. I think that's really cool. I'm excited to dive into that here, kind of again, your journey into the band, kind of how you do all that here. I'm really excited. So thank you again for coming on. That was a great intro, because I was going to ask you about, what it's like, being a lawyer, and you answered all that perfectly. So that's awesome. Again, I love like learning about people. Like I love, like, as I told you before, like I love just like learning about people's journey, because one thing that we all love, like we love heavy music, but we all have different aspects of our lives, and I love learning about other people, kind of how they got into it and those types of things. And so I'm really excited to take this journey with you here, talk some music, talk life. I'm really excited to do that. So again, thank you for coming on. Thank you for that cool intro. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll first start off here. I kind of want to talk about how we became, talking and became friends. It's funny, every time I do a podcast, I always seem to mention Kevin every single time. Like, I just he knows this, and I've told him multiple times. Like, so I first started doing like reaction videos. It's almost been a year. April 13th is when I started my channel, and I was still pretty small at the time. I had a couple of subscribers, but I remember Kevin commented on one of my videos, and I was like, I've watched FYM Reacts for like years, like as a fan, because I love watching reaction videos, and I was like, this is huge. And then we became friends, and then I was still, new, and I was still taking requests, and I remember he's like, you should check out Stellaris Dust of Future. And I was like, okay, I'll check it out. I have no idea what this is, but I'll check it out. and I was completely blown away by like how it sounded. I had no idea like what to expect, and I was totally just like blown away. So that's kind of how we became friends, because of Kevin. It always seems because of Kevin I meet really cool people. I know you and Kevin have a really good relationship, so I think that's awesome.
He's totally amazing. We were actually chatting yesterday, and I don't know if you know, I think you know that he's coming to Prague.
Yeah, he told me like for his birthday. Yeah, he's so excited. He's so stoked.
Yeah, exactly. So we were chatting, and he told me like, you don't have to be afraid at all. Chandler is so sweet and nice and kind. I was like, yeah, I thought so, but I'm so happy to hear.
Yeah. He is so nice. He is such a kind guy. He's been so helpful too. He's helped me like, like upgrade my equipment, upgrade like everything, and just like helping me be better at like what I do. He's been on my podcast before, and I talk to him like all the time. So it's just, such a good guy. So excited. And then like he'll always recommend your songs to me here, but I'm subscribed to you guys, but like he said, like you got to do X of the Past, and we'll talk about X of the Past here. And I just again, so blown away by what you guys have been able to accomplish, like, and just like the short amount of time that I've like known you guys. I think you guys are incredible, really talented. Yeah, really, really talented. So I'm excited to dive in and ask you a few questions. Are you cool with that? Are you ready?
Sure.
Awesome. Sounds good. Okay. So number one, I'm very curious. So what got you into like heavier music? You have a great singing voice. And then I assume when most people hear you scream, they're probably like, whoa, wait a sec. This is maybe a little bit different. But how did you get into heavier music?
Yeah, well, maybe that's what I was talking about when I was studying at the university, and I had very difficult exams, for me. So and I was really like stressful about that, and like I liked metal before that, but I really needed something more which would calm me down. And that was like actually death metal, metalcore, which is like more aggressive and more like emotional. So that was the moment when I started to listen to this kind of music, and it was like that.
That's really cool. What bands like inspired you to like want to be like heavier music? Like, are there any certain bands that got you into it?
Yeah, sure. Like when I started with metal, it was like many years ago. It was, of course, with Nightwish.
Okay.
The melodic symphonic metal.
Yeah.
And then when I started to, discover this like more harsh vocals, it was Alyssa from Arch Enemy.
Okay.
And Arch Enemy was the first band I started to listen with these like harsh vocals, and she was like the reason why I, decided to start the harsh vocals, because I really needed to have it,
Yeah.
So Arch Enemy was the band when I started to think about doing growls and screams.
That's really cool. That's awesome.
And also I was on a concert of Arch Enemy here in Prague, and before they were playing, there were Ginger. And I have never heard about them. It's also like many years ago. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard about them, and then I saw them, and I didn't know like who they are. I was just like looking at them, listening to them, and then she started like the super deep growls.
Yeah,
I was standing there like, what's going on?
What's going on?
This is super amazing.
Yeah.
I need to know how to do this. So when I was listening to Arch Enemy, I was like, doing my like growls like in the the middle,
mm-hmm.
Growls.
Yeah.
And when I started to listen to Ginger, I started to do it like more deep.
Yeah.
And then like when I started to listen to more like male vocalists, because maybe we're going to talk about it later, mm-hmm. but I got inspired by these guys. So I realized that I really need the high screams. Mm-hmm. So then I learned how to scream very high.
That's sweet. That's awesome. That's really cool. I think that's awesome. Ginger has like blown up. Like they are like they are incredible. Like, I remember watching, I think it was like the one take video that she did. I can think it was like the song Pieces or something. And I was like, this is incredible. Yeah.
Pisces, I think it was like a studio session or something. And one take vocal she did maybe a Judgment and Punishment, I guess.
Did she? I haven't seen that, so I'll have to check it out.
I have to.
Okay, I'll watch it. I did watch your one take, and I was like, dang, she's so good. So good. Yeah, no problem. My girlfriend actually went to go see Ginger a couple of months ago. They got to meet him, and it was like them, something Yeti, and then it was Suicide Silence, and they loved it. They thought Ginger was headlining, and they just were like blown away of how good they were. I'm like, man, that's awesome. That's really cool. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. I scream too. I've been working on some new music, but I'm not a very good high screamer. My voice just doesn't go very high. I have the lows. That's like my where I'm comfortable with. I've been screaming for a long time because I got into like heavy music. Like I got like, it was like, for me, it was like Metallica, Slipknot, of course, those types of bands. Yeah. And then I started, and when I was in high school, like in 9th grade, started getting into like August Burns Red, We Came as Romans, For Today, like those types of bands. And I was like, man, I really like this. It's not that bad. I was a little skeptical at first. Like, I don't really get the appeal, but then it was really the lyrics that really got me. I was like, oh, these guys are just really normal dudes wanting to make some heavy music. So I love that. I thought that was a really cool aspect about metal music. So that's kind of how I got into it. So it's always, it's always fun to hear people's story getting into metal, because most people are like, you listen to what? Are you kidding me? That's like the devil's music, man. I'm like, no, it's not. It happens all the time. And I'm just like honestly, and I mean this sincerely, like yourself, everyone I've talked to, nicest people ever. And they're so nice.
They're
so nice.
Yeah, that's the truth, because like whenever I tell people that I'm a vocalist of metal band, they are like, no, you're not. Your voice is so nice and high, and you look so sweet, and like people like who are listening to metal music, they're Satanists and everything. Like I was like, no,
always.
They aren't.
I know. Always. They always assume that, and I'm like, I really, it's most people, like kind of like you said, like it helps me. Like when I go walking or exercising or doing whatever, like I just love listening to it, and it just helps me think. Or some people, like you said, it helps you calm down. Like I think that's really cool how it just like helps people like in different ways. And to me, there's no other genre of music where it feels like family. Like everyone in metal, again, everyone is, of course you get some bad eggs, but everyone is so kind and so cool. Yeah, it's awesome. It's such a cool feeling. I think that's awesome. Super cool. Okay. So I know that you said you were learning how to like scream and stuff. Were there any like, did you watch any videos? Did you watch like, how did you like learn the proper techniques of making sure that you don't hurt yourself? Because I have a lot of people ask me of like, how do you do it without hurting? Because I mean, you're screaming for, I don't know, like how long your sets are. Like it'd be up to 30 minutes. That's a long time. And singing. I was going to ask you about that. Like, how do you scream and sing? Like, how do you switch? Because you're really good at it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that was quite not that long journey as I thought it's gonna be, but I had a teacher. I wouldn't make it on my own because I was like studying the videos and stuff like that. But I think like it's the best when you have really like a person that knows how to do the techniques and everything, so you don't hurt your voice that much. Because like anyway, I hurt my voice many times, especially at the beginning. It was terrible because I really wanted to know how to grow, and I started with the lows or the middle ones, and it hurt like every time, and it sounded like awful at the beginning. It was terrible. I thought it's like good, but no, it was like nothing. So it was like at the beginning, it was really, really frustrating. But the teacher helped me, and he told me like it's going to be okay. Just like it will keep like, I don't know, 2 years. I was like, no, it has to be quicker. I don't have time for this. No, I was like, screaming, growling and everything almost every day, which is also like not that really good for your voice, because like if you are, training it that much, you can hurt it easily. But I really wanted to do it. And also what really helped me a lot was live shows.
Okay.
It's like, you know, like one live show is like when you go to the studio for 10 times and do practicing.
Mhm.
Like it's way more like better for you, because when you're practicing, you can like screw it up and you don't care because nobody's listening.
Right.
But when you're on your live show, you can't screw it up
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
So you have to do like the best you can to sound really good. And as for the switching, yes, it's also really, really hard, really, really hard. And we were like also talking about this with my teacher, and he told me like it's always about how you work with your vocal, because the growls and screams, they are tending to make your voice going like down.
Yeah.
But when you're singing, you have to have your voice like here. It's
Okay.
also it's always about imagination when you're singing.
Mhm.
So whenever I'm growling and screaming, I'm also like really, really deep and really like that, but still I'm trying to hold it up. So when I change into the clean vocals, I sound like this. But it was really, really hard, and like the live shows helped me a lot.
That's really awesome. I actually, I've always wanted to learn how to like scream and sing, because I got the screaming down. I've been doing it for so long, and I'm just like, I got it. But I do want to be a better singer. And I learned from, I don't know if you've seen it, but the Melissa Cross Zen of Screaming. I don't know if you've, it's just terrific. And it's like, I don't know, she's really good at explaining things, but that's awesome. Yeah. I think that's cool. Like, because I've heard that when it comes to like, screaming and singing, it's kind of like, Melissa Cross always said it's kind of like an acting thing. You're kind of acting, like if you try to actually be angry while screaming, it hurts. And so you gotta kind of like imagine, like, yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what we were also like talking about with my teacher. He told me, like at the beginning when I started to, learn how to scream, he told me that I should scream something from Arch Enemy and smiling. Not to be angry, not smiling. And I have to tell you that it really helped me. It really helped me to, to push my voice be more like this and not like that.
Okay.
So it didn't hurt that much.
Nice.
So I was laughing while I was screaming or something like that. Yeah.
I know you always just assume people are mad when they're screaming, but usually it's really like inspiring stuff. So that's awesome. That's really cool. So the same teacher, he kind of taught you how to like scream, sing, use all those proper techniques to be the best vocalist.
I was singing actually since I was a child. So I knew how to sing, and I was like on stage since I was, I don't know, 3 or 4. I really liked it, but it has never been metal music.
Right.
It was like a classical and stuff like that. But then I, at high school, I started to listen to metal music and more like this. So that's when
That's cool. Did your did your parents like get into that, or was it kind of like when you were singing classical music and stuff on stage, or was it like for school and stuff, or?
Well, I think it was because I was attending this school where the teacher taught me like the classical music and also the music from musicals and stuff like that.
Sure.
So, yes, so that's what we were doing. And my dad, he really, really likes metal music. So he introduced me into, I don't know, it was Ozzy Osbourne and Led Zeppelin and like the old stuff. But good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yes. And I really liked it. And my mom, she's into pop music. So she really wanted to have like a princess in a pink dress and everything like that. So when I started to wear black and, be metal, she wasn't like that happy about that, but my dad was.
There you go.
Every time when I'm like showing them some new music, he's always like, or when I'm at home and I'm practicing my vocals, he always like go there and like, you're getting better. It's like
that's cool. You got dad's approval. That's awesome. That's cool. I'm sure your mom's probably really supportive of what you do, I would assume. So yes,
she is, and she really loves Scars. I promised her that we are going to make one song, which are going to be like, super slow, no harsh vocals, just for her. She loves it. She's like playing it all the time,
That's wonderful.
she doesn't like my harsh vocals.
Oh, I do. I think they're fantastic. So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we are going to talk about Scars again. I just did a reaction to it, which completely blew me away. Like, I am super excited to dive into that here. But that's awesome. That's really cool. I didn't know that. That's really cool that you started at a young age, with music, and you've always just kind of it's kind of stuck with you. And I think that's really, really cool. I think that's awesome. Really, really cool. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I do want to ask you, because I actually don't know this. So I have some questions about the band. So how did the band form? Like, how did you guys like find one another? How did you like become the vocalist? Like, how did you guys like connect and start playing music?
Yeah. It was I don't know, a couple of years ago when I was searching for a band, and I saw the advertisement, from them, and then I saw them. We meet each other, and then we decided that we want to do something together. But when Stellaris, exactly like the Stellaris as you know it, it started like 2 years ago, 2 years and 3 months, I guess. And it was like when the Stellaris was formed. But like me and Jamie, the drummer guy, we are just like two, members who are in Stellaris right from the beginning, because people are changing, in the bands. It's like so many people are telling like that, or saying that this the changing in the bands is really bad, and that it's really like saying about the band that it's like the people are bad, or I don't know, something like that. But it's not actually true, because like right from the start I told them that I really want to be a singer, and that I really like to push it as far as I can. So like the people who left the band, they weren't able to do this, and also they told us like they have like other priorities, and it's completely okay. Yeah. So they are doing something else, we are doing this. So that's it.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Kind of like, just you joined and you guys just kept going. That's awesome. That's really cool. So I do want to ask this. That's why I wanted to send you the questions beforehand, just to kind of see what it's like for you personally. So as you know, like, you are a, female front of a metal band, and you see a lot of guys do this, but it's really cool to see, a female, step up and do the vocals. And unfortunately, I've seen stuff not with you guys, but like again, like with I've even seen it with Spirit Box, Ginger, like some of the comments saying like this is like a man's thing, and I'm like, that is just the worst kind of comments ever. I'm like, this is the kind of stuff that does not need to be on the internet. I hope you haven't faced any of that, but I guess my question for you is like, what's it like being a female, like vocalist, I guess you could say, if that question makes sense, if you can try to elaborate on that, if you don't mind. I'm just really curious how you feel doing it, I guess you could say.
Well, I'm really, really, really happy that you asked this question.
Sure.
Because as you said, you've seen so many haters and so many hate speech on Spirit Box, Ginger, Infected Rain, Arch Enemy, and like the whole, all the female fronted bands, and especially on the female singers,
Right.
And when I was listening to, or like not listening to a podcast or interviews with Alyssa or Tatiana or Lena, it doesn't matter. They were always like talking about bullying and always talking about these haters. And for example, Alyssa once told that she had to face like so many, I'm sorry for the word, but so many shit. She had to go through so many shit, and she told that it was really Lena told like this was really, really hard, that she had to deal with this, because like the guys were, as you said, it's a man thing, you shouldn't be there. And when you have like, when you look like me, that I don't have like, the face of the metalhead, and I don't have the tattoos over me. Well, I have it on my belly, but I don't have it on my arms.
Yeah.
So you don't look like a metalhead, and you shouldn't be there. And when I wear something, where you can, I don't know, sexy, where they're always like, she's doing it because like she doesn't know how to scream and sing, so she's doing it all, only because to make the people attention. And when I was listening to this or reading the interviews, I didn't know at that time what they're talking about. I really didn't know because I didn't have to face it. But right now, like it's like it's a nightmare. I have to tell you. Well, we were chatting about this with Kevin yesterday, and he told me that like so many comments or bad comments like were under the video he made for us.
I saw that, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm like, dang, dude.
I haven't, and I really don't. I really don't want to know what was written there. I have to tell you that this is like really hard because I really have to, prove everybody, and I really have to work hard or harder than the man vocalist, that I know how to do it, that I can do this. And it's really, really hard. And especially here in Prague, like there are like a group of guys that really, really hate me for nothing.
That's horrible.
Like for being me, I have never done anything wrong to them.
Right.
I have never say anything wrong about them.
Mm-hmm.
And they still bullying me. And also like my guys told me like that on Scars, there were like so many comments from these guys that I don't know, I don't like good, I have bad makeup, and I'm trying to do something, I don't know, the music is rubbish and everything like that. I was like, what's the point? Like, why are they doing this? And I really don't like it, but I have to tell you that like as a female vocalist, I think that I have to be prepared for this, because when I see the haters on Alyssa, Tatiana, well, for me, in my eyes, they are perfect. And if they have haters, I can be completely okay with that.
Yeah. I really appreciate you saying all that. I know sometimes that's probably not easy to say, and that's why we were talking before. I was like, I just want to make sure this question was okay, because it just makes me sad when you see things when, again, you've done nothing wrong. You're literally, and I believe in, like, if someone doesn't like a song and they give me a legitimate reason why, I can accept that. Like, I get it. I understand that, but when it's actually attacking the person, saying like they suck, they're no good, they're terrible, that's when that's when I get into my mental health state of mind, because I'm wanting to study to be a therapist, and so I think about those things. I do. I'm making some music right now, like, kind of just for fun, but I am going to be going to school. I'm going to be going back to school, finish up here, to be like a counselor for like mental health, like depression and anxiety and those types of things. So
you can meet with me.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be awesome. I struggle myself. Like, I take medication for it. I go to therapy myself, and once I see those types of things happen, I literally, my mind it does this thing where it just like switches, where all I want to do is like just talk to that person and be like, okay, there's another way, there's different ways out of this. We don't have to be rude to this person. And I just think it's just like horrible that people just assume because you're a female that you can't do what I guess men could do, in a sense. Like, you are great at what you do, and I'm not. I really mean that sincerely. I think you're so good, and it just. And when people are mean to you for no reason, it just makes me wonder, like, what history do they have there of, like, why are they being mean to you or being mean to the band? It's like maybe they're jealous, maybe they are just taking it out on you for no reason. It's like, you always wonder why people do that. But then you look at bands like Ginger or, again, Spirit Box. They're massive and they're awesome and they're super successful. And so I don't know. People are weird. It drives me insane sometimes. Yeah,
totally. And also, like, what I think, like, especially maybe here in Prague, what they can't stand, except of me, it's also the fact that even though the guys, my guys, were playing in other bands, they are metal for many years. Stellaris exists like 2 years and a couple months.
Sure.
And they can't stand like our success, that we made it that far, and that's what pissing them off, I guess.
And
also,
so.
Like, I'm pissing them off.
Yeah.
For being me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never
yeah.
done this to them. And also, like, when I try to confront one of these guys, face to face, they were like this small.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
I know. I'm telling you, that's how people are sometimes. They feel like they have to hide like those types of things, and again, it just makes me wonder like why they gotta do those things. And so I'm really proud of you. I think you guys have come really far, especially with your new stuff. I think honestly, like you guys have like I'm not saying for my own YouTube channel, but your videos have gotten really good views on my YouTube channel. Like they've been really good. Like especially like Eggs of the Past really blew up quick, and I was like, wow, people are like really digging this. And I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. I was going to ask you this too, and thank you again for answering that question. I just want you to know, like, honestly, like, I think you're wonderful at what you do. I hope you keep pushing forward. And again, for people listening to this is the kind of thing we like talking about, because in this case, I mean, in a sense, you could, and I'm saying hypothetically speaking, you could have given up. You could have been like, people are mean. If I'm not in it, I don't have to deal with it. But you keep pushing and you keep wanting to, inspire other people with your music. And you said that you can't live without music. And so I think you have that mindset of like, I'm going to keep pushing no matter what it takes. Even if I have some haters, whatever those types of things, you keep pushing. And I think that's really inspiring for those who, whether they struggle with like depression, anxiety or not, or just trying to find something to do with their life, like living their dreams. I think you're a good example of that. I really do. I think, people can be like, you're a lawyer, your music, you keep pushing because it's so easy to give up, and especially during these times. And so I really admire that about you, sincerely.
Well, thank you very much. But it's also like thank to the people that are around me that I didn't give up, because they were also like telling me this, and they were really nice to me. And like I'm trying to to keep in my mind that like if the right people, the fans love our music, and the right people, and I'm talking about the booking agents and labels and stuff like that, if they think about us that we are good and we go, we can achieve the aim we want to, I can be completely okay. And if these guys, the haters, if they tell me like something, like constructive, that if they can tell me like what's actually wrong, I can accept it and we can talk about it. But when I confront them, not on the internet, but when I confront them, face to face, they're not able to say anything.
Always. That's always how it goes. They just, that's always. It's like, again, I'm cool with, like, I've had people tell me, like, on my videos, like, here's some things you can improve, and I'm not mad at that kind of stuff. But when I get comments saying, like, your videos just straight up suck, I'm just like, all right, well, can you tell me why? And then they never reply.
Exactly.
Yeah, you never reply back. Yeah.
What's wrong? Exactly.
Like, I don't get mad at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also
crazy.
the last thing about this bullying, I wrote lyrics about the bullying and dealing with this stuff. It's kind of like it has like rude lyrics, but I think you will like them.
I'm excited.
And I really hope that we are going to record it as soon as possible so you can hear it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm actually so the next segment, and then of course we'll let you get going here. So are you guys working with any labels? Are you allowed to say? Because I know you guys are kind of just independent right now, right? You kind of just put out your own music through DistroKid. So are you guys working with any labels or trying to get signed or anything like that? We
are trying to get signed, and we are trying to get booking agents. And right now, there are like one man who's like working with us, and he's really, really nice. And right now we are also talking with another man. I can't tell you the names or what they are doing like right now.
No problem.
They are not like booking agents or labels, but they are mostly like our managers.
Okay.
And they are really good here in Czech Republic in what they are doing. So I really fingers crossed that they can help us to find a booking agent and the label. But right now we are not signed.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, I think you guys will eventually. Again, I've talked to Kevin, talked to other people that like love your band. I don't know if you know. His name's Aaron Michael. I think you're friends with him on Facebook. He's a really good friend of mine. He loves he shared your music. And yeah, he absolutely loves you guys too. And I'm like, I think these guys will be sign soon. Like, I'm just like, there's just your quality and production, like the way everything sounds. I'm like, yeah, it's like a home run. So I mean, it's there. You guys are there. Just don't forget about us. You know, don't forget about us, little people. Okay, you promise.
Come on. No.
I'm teasing you. That's hilarious. Well, that's awesome. I think it's cool you guys are doing this. And again, I have high hopes that you guys will get signed and live that dream that you want. That's awesome, of course. So,
Thank you very much.
yeah. So now we're going to get to, this is the part I'm actually really excited to talk about. So now, of course, I know you probably can't say everything, but I do want to ask about your EP that's coming out here soon, Upside Down. Like, now I've been hotly anticipated this. Kevin has as well. And so is there anything that you can tell us? I mean, I know like you probably want to keep some things under wraps. Like, can you just tell us a little bit about it? What you can, of course. I don't want to pry information, but I am curious. Yeah.
So this EP contain 5 songs. We released 3 of them, and 2 will be released on the 15th of April. Yes, 15th.
On the 15th? Okay, cool.
Yes, on the 15th of April. And yeah, I will really look forward to what like people are going to say about it, because I think like nobody can say what's coming, because first we released Echoes of the Past, which was like a normal, screams and singing and everything. Then we released Hello, which is like harsh vocals only. Now we release Stars, clean vocals only.
I know. I'm excited.
Well, I can tell you that we are going like back to normal Stellaris as you know it. So like clean vocals, harsh vocals, and but we really look forward to work with our new producer. His name is Jonathan Dallas from Concrete Studios. I'm not sure like how to pronounce it correctly.
You're good.
He's from US, so he's really good. Like he's a producer of Cane Hill, for example. So I think it's going to be very huge.
That's awesome. Cane Hill is sick. So that's really cool. I didn't know that actually. See, that's some good stuff. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Well, actually, I have to tell you that like Scars, because like the whole EP was mixed and mastered by Simon Pietroforte. He's from Italy, but he's more into like heavy music, the growls and screams, but he didn't handle the clean vocals that good. So, and like, so we asked Jonathan to do this for us because we already started to work with him on new music. Yeah. And we asked him, if he can do this, because I was absolutely, I knew that he's going to do it like in a really good way. And what he sent us, it was like, man, if the slow song sounds like this, then the other songs with him are going to blow our minds. It's like
love it.
Like wow.
Yeah, that's so cool.
So that's the EP.
Awesome. Well, we're so excited. So I do, if you don't mind, I love breaking down like the lyrics, and I love talking about what the songs are about. So if you could, I was going to ask you. So again, Echoes of the Past. Kevin's on my Patreon, and he requests that, so I get those done pretty quick. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to get this done. And again, I was so blown away. My reaction to that, I watch that sometimes. Like that is like legitimately like the most insane breakdown at the very, I was like, jeez, dude. I was like, I told Kevin, I was like, you're right. Kevin, you're right, man. This was literally insane. I loved it. It was so good. But, obviously, it's heavy and it's exciting, but what's the song about, if you don't mind me asking?
Echoes of the Past.
Yeah, Echoes of the Past, yeah.
Echoes of the Past. Yeah. Well, this song, actually, the lyrics, like, firstly, were written during the lockdowns and everything like that. Because, like, I have to tell you that I really didn't, like, agree with those lockdowns and everything, because I thought that they are, like, taking... Well, I saw it, from the point of the lawyers. So I was like, okay, so they are breaching the laws. They're absolutely, taking, like... away from us the human rights and everything. And I really saw how the society was like changing, and how everything was changing. And at that time something in me was broken, and I felt, well, that was also the time when I started to have like a problems with my mental health, and I had to start to see the therapist because I wasn't able to make it on my own, and I really needed to do something and to write about it. So Echoes of the Past is about the lockdowns, but it's not only about the lockdown, it's like about the fear which was ruling the world. It was not about COVID. It wasn't about any illness, war, or anything else. It was only about the fear, which absolutely broke down us, and it was like it bended our knees, and we were like we were afraid to do anything. And so that's what Echoes of the Past was, the lyrics.
That's actually incredible. That's really cool coming from like a lawyer's perspective, and how you kind of saw that, because I saw it from like when all that was happening, like it was awful. Like, just have to stay home, can't do anything, and it was it's terrible. Like, a lot of us. I mean, like as you were saying, depression and everything was just setting in, just being stuck at home, and like people just needing that help and just needing a way to get out of it. And I think that's really cool. I didn't even know that. I mean, that's really good. That's really cool. It's not written about COVID, but it's written about that. I think that's actually a really cool perspective. So that's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, so now I do want to ask about the other two as well. So is it Hello? Am I saying that correctly?
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
So interesting name. Does that mean anything?
Well, actually, yeah, because this is funny, because like the whole EP, the lyrics were like written during this COVID era and stuff like that. So, and also the EP is going to be, as I think I mentioned it already, but I'm going to write it on our Facebook and Instagram page, that the EP is going to be about the situation and emotions that is going to, turn your world upside down. That's why the EP is called Upside Down.
Love that.
So Echoes of the Past, the fear turned your world upside down. Totally. Hello. It was about my previous job, where I had like not that good colleague. She was really like, she was like an overachiever, and she really wanted to have all the colleagues around herself to be the same as she was, overachiever, being in office, all the time, do not have anything else. She really didn't understand, like, why do I like the music that much? Why it's so important for me? So Hello was like, actually, I was thinking about how to like call it and how to do it. And then I was thinking, okay, for me, that time it was hell. Absolutely hell.
Okay.
And when you're entering some building, house, or anything, you're saying hello. So I was like, okay, hell. Oh, it's like,
That's like, so clever. That's actually awesome.
Yeah, so it was like
that's
that.
Really cool.
And when I was talking, about the name of the song with our producer, he told me like, okay, but the guys are playing only the zeros on their guitars, or like mostly.
Yeah.
So you should write there not O, like but zero. So it should be like hell 0 or O, something like that.
That is so clever. That's actually really clever. See, I would have no idea if I was going to ask what the song was about, like just through a message, but I was like, I'm going to save it for this because I'm actually really curious, because I've never really seen it pronounced, but now that you've told me about it, that's awesome. And honestly, the lyrics to it too, like I was like, I had a feeling it was about somebody, but I was like, that's really cool. That's actually really clever. That's actually really genius, to be honest. Like, sincerely, that's really cool. That song, by the way, again, your one-take vocal cover, Kevin did a reaction to it. Kevin actually did a reaction to that song with Orion Reacts, which was an awesome. Yeah. Orion is great. I started talking to him. He's a really nice guy. And I was like, dang, that's really cool. But yeah, your one take on that song, beautifully done. Beautifully done. I was like, sometimes it's kind of vain. I go back and watch my reactions to it, and I'm like, dang, I really got into that one too, man. That... bleh. And I was like, whoa, dang, Nicol. I was like, whoa, we got a bleh. That's so cool. I love that. That's so sick. That's actually really seriously, that is so clever and that is so cool. I love that. I just love that. I love how you're just so open. And again, the lyrics are just about like real world problems. They ain't nothing to do with Satan or anything like that at all. It's just real world problems.
Exactly, because if you're working in a bad job, and if you are surrounded by people who see the world in a different way than you are, it's also like turning your world upside down.
Mm-hmm.
And I really didn't feel comfortable around them. And also it was the time when I realized that I really don't want to be attorney or a lawyer.
Yeah.
So I quit the job, and I was so happy.
Right.
that I did.
It's amazing what you can do, the little things that make us happy, even if it's like, I'm going to worry about money or go ahead. Yeah.
Sure. And then I decided to write a song about this job. So I felt like so many people will be related to this topic and everything. And that's also like what I'm doing, because I'm going through like many things, and I went through many things, and I was thinking about, how to do the lyrics. If I should write about, I don't know, it's rainy and something, or if I should, write about something that actually might help people to get over something. Mm-hmm. And that actually that like this writing the lyrics is really healing for me also, that I can put my feelings on the paper, and then I can scream it, and then I feel okay, because like I put all my feelings on the paper, and now it's okay. And it was also about the scars. I think it's going to be this third question.
Definitely, yeah. And I'll just say really quick, I love that, because I can relate to that too, because I write, I guess they're kind of poems, but I write songs too, and it's amazing how good it feels to get it out. I also started writing in my journal again as well, just trying to jotting down like my thoughts, and it's amazing those simple things that have really helped me kind of just get my depression and just that anxiety out on the paper, and it feels like it just like leaves my body, and it feels so good, and I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Again, that this will help people, and again, I always just want to do my best to help people, whether it's like depression, anxiety, and stuff. And I love hearing from people like you who are you're really cool and you're really nice, but we all go through stuff, and I love that you wanted to share your story, and I'm really excited about this one, sharing your story on this, because Scars was your most recent release. Of course, for me, I thought either two things. I was like, number one, this could be a Papa Roach cover. I don't know if you heard that song Scars by Papa Roach. I was like, I'm just kidding. But I thought it was going to be heavy. Just with the name like Scars, I was like, I assume it would be heavy. Not what I expected at all. It was a beautiful song. Beautifully done. You looked amazing in the video. You looked great. And you're welcome. And it was just like, so powerful. And I know that song, and if you don't have to elaborate again who it's about, but I know that song's about losing somebody you love, essentially. Is that correct? Yeah. If you don't mind talking about that a little. Again, you don't have to talk about who it is, but what was, I mean, those are hard to write. I mean, those are really hard to write. So like, what was like, I guess, what gave you the motivation or the push to write a song like that?
Yeah, well, actually, I was thinking about doing some like slow song, but I didn't know like what should I, be singing about. Like,
sure.
I don't know what emotion or something. And then it was like one day after we finished recording or Find Your Course. So it's like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
My mom called me, and she told me that our dog passed away. Aww. And he was 16, and he was like a member of our family.
Of course.
And I really loved him. I really, really loved him. And it was like, I don't know, it was like a mixture of emotions, because at that time I finished the university, so I graduated, and then I became like adult, So no more school, I had to be adult. Yeah. And then he died. So with him, my childhood died,
Right.
And everything was like, it was so hard for me. And I didn't know like how to deal with it, like at all, because it was terrible. Like first week, I wasn't able to talk about it like at all.
Oh yeah.
Then I could tell anybody that he passed away, but still I wasn't able to, do anything. And I still felt like so I don't know, like somebody was sitting there and I couldn't breathe. And it was like terrible. And that was the time when I decided to write this song. And at the beginning, the lyrics were just a story. I
Right.
wrote down the whole story, like when you lose somebody and then how you deal with it. When you first hear from somebody that like someone passed away, that when you're shocked, then when you're remembering the story, that's what I'm singing actually. I in the chorus, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
uh, of the beginning of our story, and I see it clear. You're standing here for the last time, and that's what was happening. Because when my mom told me, I was shocked, and then I remembered him. And I saw him in front of me, and I was remembering all the moments we spent together and everything. And then I wrote down the whole story. And then we had the instrumental part. We were making it with our producer. He did a really great job about it, because it was perfect. When I heard it, just the instrumental part, and I was so happy. I almost cried, because I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is actually like 100% what I really wanted from you to do it. And then I went home for Christmas, and I really had to put down the lyrics, to put it into the music. And I really had to think about the melody and everything, and I didn't know how to do it. And when I was at home, I don't know why, but I felt kind of like an insecure, and I felt an anxiety and everything. I don't
Sure.
know, like how is it, like,
Yeah.
if you're suffering from this
Oh yeah.
anxiety and everything, it just comes,
Oh
and
yeah.
you don't know what to do with it. So I was there sitting at my in my room in the piano, and I didn't know like what to do. I was crying. I felt really bad, and I was like, okay, that's the time when I really should like do the melody, do the lyrics. And it happened, and I wrote it down. I
Yeah.
was so happy. Then I asked my dad to come over to my room. I was singing to him the whole melody with the lyrics, and I asked him like, did he like it? Is the melody okay? And he was like, yeah, it's awesome. And the lyrics, what are the lyrics about? Because he can't speak English.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, I can translate it to you. And then I started to translate it to him, and he started to cry right after the first chorus, I guess.
Oh.
And I was also crying. And then I went
Yeah.
to my mom, and like the whole process was, repeated.
Yeah. Oh.
I sang it to him. She told me it's amazing. What are the lyrics about? I told her what are the lyrics about. She started to cry. And then when they finally saw the video and finally was listening to the music, they were also so like so proud of me, and also they were like crying. And my
Yeah.
grandma, she saw it, and also because she's living with my parents at my parents' house, and she saw it. She told me like, you look amazing there, and so nice. And then she asked me like, and is it about our dog, this song? I told her like, yeah, do you want me to translate it for you? And she told me, yeah, can you translate it for me? So
Mm-hmm.
I did. She cried.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so many fans like wrote me messages, and so many fans wrote under the video comments, in their comments, that they like bursted into tears when they heard the song. And it was, for me, it was so like, I can't explain what I felt. It's something amazing. And finally I felt that I helped somebody, to get over
Oh.
somebody's lose. And like, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Incredible. Like seriously,
Yeah.
that was getting me a little emotional there. I was like, dang, just listening to that story and just being so honest about it. And like
Yeah.
I that's just a beautiful, dang, that really got me almost. That really almost got me. I really was, I was gorgeously said. And again, like, it is a part of life, but it's a hard, I mean, that is a part of your life, and you feel devastated. And I appreciate you being so open about this and talking about these songs and just helping me learn more about you and the band, and learn more about who you are as a person. And like, to me, like, it helps me grow as a person. Because again, it may not seem like it, but I'm very to myself, very introverted, very quiet kind of person, you know. And it's like, for me, like learning about you and learning about these things, it helps me know like life is good, life is worth living, life is worth pushing through. And I really honestly appreciate you, you know, coming on and talking with me and sharing your story and talking about these songs. I think it's been absolutely incredible. I sent it to you, but I do have some lightning round questions for you before I let you go. Is that okay? Just really quick. Okay, cool. So, your favorite band currently, like just any band. Like, what are you jamming right now? Yeah, what are you jamming?
Still Ginger.
Okay, nice. Great choice. That's perfect. That's awesome. Okay. I don't know if you could say this or not, but I wrote it down. Do you have a favorite song off the EP? I know they're all probably your babies and you love them all so much, but is there one in particular that you love? If you can't say it, it's okay. I totally understand. Or I guess out of the three, I guess, yeah.
I would love to tell you what's the most favorite song, but I don't know. Actually, maybe there are two.
Okay.
It's Cars and Hello, because they are so extreme in both ways, you know. Yeah. So maybe these two, but I don't know.
That's okay. That's totally fair. That's awesome. Okay, and then I'll just do the last one here. What is a band like that you would want to tour with? Like, is it Ginger, or is there someone else that you guys want to tour with? Like, just like a dream.
Sure, it would be amazing to tour with Ginger, but also I was thinking about the male artists and maybe Ghost Kid. I saw them on their first show on Fight Fest. Mm-hmm. We were playing them last year and they were pretty cool. So maybe them, and I think it would be like very, very funny tour and very good tour with Die Hard is Murder, because like their vocalist, he's insane.
He is so good.
Exactly. I saw them here in Prague maybe a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. I don't know when exactly it was, but it was like mind blowing. And I don't know if you have ever been to their show, but here in Czech Republic, like there were like, I don't know, 2 or 3 bands before they started their show. Mm-hmm. And before they started their performance, they were like playing some pop music. Yeah. You know, the oldies stuff. And I was like, really?
That's hilarious.
So are we partying right now on some pop music and then the hell starts, or like what's going on?
Yeah.
But it was amazing. It was amazing, and he has really like a unique voice that, you know, like when you heard them, you know that The Artist Murder is on, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've never seen them live, but I would like to. They're definitely one of my favorite, like when it comes to like really heavy, I listen to them pretty often. They're a great band. So one day I want to see that, and I will absolutely find a way to come. I will definitely come to that show. We'll find a way. Absolutely.
You have to.
Oh yeah.
And then you have to tell me if they're going to play some pop music before their performance.
Okay. Absolutely. That'd be absolutely. Well, Nicol, thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate you here. Is there anything that you'd like to say about the band, or anything like about the EP or anything like that at all? Or
well, all I wanted to say is like a huge thank you for having me.
Of course.
So happy. I'm so happy that you invited me for your podcast. It really means a lot to me, and sure. I'm not saying that like, you know, it really means. And also, I would like to thank to all our fans and everybody who's listening to our music and supporting us. It also means a lot to us, especially after I was, you know, talking about the bullies and everything like that. Like, especially like right now, these people, you know, the fans are really helping us to get, and helping me especially, get over this stuff. So thank you very much. And I really hope that you will like our EP.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Yeah. Absolutely here. So again, Nicol, thank you again so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And of course, again, for those watching on YouTube, I will have all of Stellaris' information in the description. Make sure you go follow them, check out the music. All my reactions will be listed down below here. Support these guys. You will not be disappointed. They are going to blow up the scene. I guarantee it. Nicol, again, I want to thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your time, and thank you for the nice talk. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you again.